I've always been fascinated by the hidden world of cells, and today I'm excited to take you on a journey through the history of cell theory. Did you know that the story of how we discovered these tiny building blocks of life is full of surprising twists and turns? Let's start our journey in the late 16th century with a Dutch father-son duo, Hans and Zacharias Janssen. But it wasn't until Antony van Leeuwenhoek came along that things got really interesting. This curious Dutch merchant crafted lenses so powerful that he could see things no one had ever seen before. Van Leeuwenhoek peered through his microscope and discovered a whole new universe. He saw tiny creatures swimming in a drop of water. Bacteria. Can you imagine being the first person to see these microscopic beings? Now let's jump to 1665 when an English scientist named Robert Hooke made a discovery that would change biology forever. Hooke was examining a thin slice of cork under his microscope when he noticed something strange. You know, what's really fascinating is that Hooke didn't actually see living cells. What he saw were the cell walls of dead plant cells. Fast forward to the 19th century, and we meet two scientists who would bring all these observations together, Matthias Schleiden and Theodor Schwann. Schleiden, a German botanist, was studying plant tissues when he realized that all plants were composed of cells. Meanwhile, Schwann, a zoologist, was looking at animal tissues and came to a similar conclusion. When these two scientists met and shared their findings, they had a eureka moment. They proposed that all living things, both plants and animals, were made up of cells. The cell theory was revolutionary, but it still had a missing piece. Where did new cells come from? Enter Rudolf Virchow, a German physician who made a crucial observation in 1855. Virchow noticed that new cells appeared to form from existing cells through a process of division. He famously stated, "Omnis cellula e cellula," all cells come from cells. Interestingly, there's a bit of controversy around this discovery. A scientist named Robert Remak had actually observed cell division a few years earlier, but Virchow's work became more widely known. Despite this historical hiccup, the principle remains a cornerstone of cell theory. It completed our understanding of how life propagates at its most basic level. So, what does all this history mean for us today? Well, the cell theory, with its three main principles, all living things are made of cells, the cell is the basic unit of life, and all cells come from pre-existing cells, forms the foundation of modern biology. It's the lens through which we understand everything from human health to ecosystem dynamics. You know, it's amazing how these early discoveries continue to shape our understanding of life and drive cutting-edge research in fields like genetics, medicine, and even biotechnology. As we wrap up our journey through the history of cell theory, I hope you're as amazed as I am by how much our understanding has grown. From Leeuwenhoek's first glimpse of bacteria to the complex cellular research happening today, we've come a long way. The adventure isn't over, though. Scientists are still making new discoveries about cells every day, pushing the boundaries of what we know about life itself.